Hello everyone, welcome back. I am Deepak Niyal and in this tutorial I am going to talk about jump search. So in previous two tutorials we have talked about linear search and binary search. So the complexity of linear search is big O of n and complexity of binary search is big O of log n. And the complexity of jump search lies between these two. So it's big O root n. So problem statement is on your screen. So what we do in this algorithm, we basically find out a block or jump size which is m and start searching from 0 index, then m, then 2m and so on. So optimal size of m is root n, which has been discussed earlier also, and then we find a range where this element could lie, right? Once we find out this range, we start searching linearly, and if element is found in this range, we return that index, otherwise we return -1. So here is the test case. These are input test cases on this side, and here we have on the right side output test cases. Okay, so one thing that you might notice that I am getting 3, 4 and 5 here, but actually that depends on the implementation of algorithm. Sometimes you can take a root n and get the value of m. Suppose n is 9, so in that case m will be 3, or if this n is some numbers like 100, this m is going to be 10, and it is perfect. In this case we don't need, or we will not face any issues, or will not find out any difference in the algorithm. But if this number is not such kind of a number, suppose it's 105, so this is not going to be a whole number. It is going to be a real number, or maybe number something like 10.3 or maybe 2, something like that. Okay, so when we start multiplying that number with 2 or 3 and so on, it can create some implementation issues or problem in implementation. Okay, so either you can take floor of this or you can keep this implementation. So on that, this output might be different for you and me also. Okay, I will also provide my code to you. This is first week, so I will provide all the code to you. From the next week you have to implement on your own. And one thing that you can see here, if my output is 3, 4, 5, it could be different for you. Just see the code, see where I have checked the comparison and where you can add more. Okay, sometimes there are few places where I can leave counting comparison. Okay, so we'll go to solution now, or pseudocode of the algorithm now, and discuss that. So in this case, an array of size n and block to be jumped, we need to search these indexes and find out the range and perform linear search. Okay, now go to jump search algorithm. So first we are calculating square root of n, and then we are taking a variable steps, and steps will keep on increasing, and there is a previous also. So previous start from 0, and we are assigning jump to steps. So this could be a whole number or a real number. Now we start checking whether a element at this index, and index is either minimum of steps or number of elements, whichever is minimum we keep on checking that, and if it is less than key, keep on increasing steps by the size of jump, and keep assigning steps in previous. Okay, so I hope you are getting an idea what is happening here. In case previous is greater than or equal to n, it means we are already out of the array and we have not found the element. In that case you can return -1. But if it is false here, it means the number, or the number we are getting, is already greater than the key. It means we have found the range. So we have a previous and a step, and in these two ranges an element lies. Okay, now we'll start searching element from the previous, and if it is less than key, keep on increasing previous, and there is a condition we need to check here. You might count these comparisons or not, that depends on you. So we are basically checking if previous becomes minimum of these two things, it means element is not found. Okay, but even if condition is false here, it means we have found a element which is greater than key, or it might be equal to the key. Similar is the case here. Okay, now we'll go to previous again. We are not increasing previous this time. We are just checking whether element is equal to key or not, right? If this is equal to key, return previous, otherwise return -1. Okay, so this was the algorithm or pseudocode of the problem. Now let's understand this by some example. So here is the linear search and binary search. Now let's start with jump search. Let's take one array here, second one from the test cases. So numbers are 21, 39, 40, 45, 51, 59, 68 and 72. And the key element in this case is 69. Basically we will not be able to find out this number. So n is 8, size of the array, and put indices here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay. So first what we are going to do, we are going to find out this jump. So jump in this case is square root of size of the array, which is 8, and this will come out around 2.828. So this is the case I was talking about. Okay, so what's going to happen now, we will make steps equal to 2.828, and after that we are going to come inside this loop and we'll check minimum of steps n -1. So minimum of steps n, and then we'll do -1 and we'll make it int. Okay, so steps is 2.828, n is 8, so minimum of them is 2.828, so it is 1.828. So integer version of this is this. So we have made one comparison at this place. Okay, so once we are done with this, and at this point previous is 0. Okay, so what we are going to do, we'll make previous equal to steps, which is 2.828, right, from here, and we'll increase steps, which is steps plus jump, and now you can see it will be 2.828 plus 2.828, which is 5.65. Okay, so again we are going to check minimum of steps and n, so which is going to be minimum of steps is 5.65, n is 8 -1 of this, so it is going to be 4.65, and which is 4. So let's go to 4, and second comparison is made here. Okay, so we have made two comparisons till now. In the next step we are going to change previous, and keep in mind that this number is still less than key. You can see it here, this number is still less than key. Now previous will become 5.65 and steps will increase, and what we are going to do, 2.828 three times, so basically it will become 8.48. Okay, and after this we have to check minimum of 8.488 and -1. So minimum is 8 -1, which is going to be 7, and now go above, it is 7th place, and we'll go here. So basically you can see that we are making a comparison, but if you are increasing comparison inside this loop, this time this number is not less than key, this number is not less than key. You can see it here, key is 69 and this number is greater, so this condition will be false here. And if you are increasing comparison inside this loop, it will not increase, so we can leave this thing. By the way, it is comparison 3, but you might or might not include this. Why? Because in the next loop here we are again checking previous is less than key or not. And what is previous? This was previous, right? You can see here previous was 5.65, so we will take integer version of that, and it is this one. So let me color it red, and here it is making a comparison. So this is C3. All this depend on implementation. Okay, you can make it C3 and then it's C4, but I am not counting this because I have counted comparison, or I have incremented comparison inside this loop. So when this loop is false, this particular comparison will not be incremented, whichever is inside this. Okay. Now you can see that previous was 5.65 and we have gone inside this loop. So now previous is going to increase by 1 and it will become 6.65. This is another kind of comparison here. We are basically checking whether we are inside this array or not. I am not doing any comparison increment inside this, and that's why you can also uh, remove that. Okay, if you increase comparison inside this or in else part of this, comparison will increase. Okay, so now we have 6.65, go above here, and now we are checking it again, C4. Okay, and this is less than key. You can see this is less than key, it will come inside, and again increase previous, and previous in the second step will be 7.65. And what is 7.65? It is basically this, and we are again here. So when it checks this, it is basically greater than key, and this condition will be false again. So if I am incrementing comparison inside this, although there is a comparison here as well, so C5 is also there in this case. Okay, I hope you got it. C5 is also there, but we are not counting this because this implementation is inside this, right? Okay, so this is actually fifth comparison or maybe sixth comparison you can say, but it will not be incremented. Now after this is false now, as you can see. Okay, key element is 69 and element is 72. Now this is going to come out of this and execute this line, and you can see previous is 7.65, it means 7, and key is 69. So basically this element is 72 and this element is 69. And is this equal? No, this is not equal. Okay. And if this element is not equal, it is going to return -1. And even in this case, if there is a comparison inside this, it will not be incremented. And there will be another comparison here in this case, C6, but it will not be counted. So basically, how many comparison have been counted here? C1, C2, C3 and C4, and that's why I have shown 4 comparisons. Okay, so I hope you got an idea how this algorithm is working. I will provide you the code, and I hope you will understand what that code is doing. Okay, you can modify that and do whatever you want to do with that. You can even count these comparisons also. Okay, so I think we are done with this tutorial. In the next video, I'm going to talk about exponential search, and after that I'm going to implement all the algorithms and provide you the code. If you have any doubt in any case, you can always write your queries in the comments and I will try to respond back each and every one. So see you in the next video. Till then, thank you so much.